Are you live?
No, I am. What's up, everyone? We are live with my guest today, Kamaka Dias.
Was it?
You wanna introduce yourself, Kamaka?
Yeah. Aloha, my kako. My name is Kamaka Dias. I'm from Hilo, Hawaiʻi. Grew up going Hawaiian immersion school. Moved to Oahu my senior year of high school. Ended up going to UH Manoa. Studied abroad a couple of times. From there, I went to Peace Corps Madagascar. Lived there for 3 years. Came back. Did this thing to pay off my student loans in 11 months. $53,757 student loans in 1 year. Started a business called Hawaiiverse, got a podcast, and just got my hands in a lot of different projects.
Sick.
I'm stoked to be here and talk stories with you, and thanks for showing me around your Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm
Awesome,
stoked,
yeah.
stoked you could make it. Thanks for getting back to me. It must be funny for you being on the receiving end of a lot of questions for once.
I love it. I'm cruising. I got my Shaka tea over here. This chair's really comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm cruising.
Solid. Okay, so you mentioned it a little bit already, but do you want to expand more on where you're from and how it was growing up for you?
Well, I mean, I grew up going to Hawaiian immersion school. My first language is Hawaiian, and my dad only speaks to us in Hawaiian. So that's my background. And growing up in Hilo, it's very small. Everyone knows each other. Not too much to do. People get into drinking, smoking, making babies, all that stuff. So I didn't get into all of that. I was very focused on sports. I played soccer and football growing up. So that's why I moved to Oahu my senior year to play football and soccer.
Oh, okay.
Just, more opportunity. I wanted to play in college. But over there, going to Hawaiian immersion school, I didn't see the importance of it. I didn't understand the value that was being given to me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to finish school and play sports. I didn't want to be in the mala. I didn't want to be doing ollies and doing hulas. I'd rather be breakdancing, like the people on America's Best Dance Crew. Like that's all I cared about. I never a super crew. Yeah, I didn't care about the Hawaiian culture when I was growing up. And I feel like the more I talk to people, I hear that it's a common theme. You know? You don't appreciate what you got until it's gone, or, the grass is always greener. A lot of different terms you can use for the same kind of issue that goes on.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. So you kind of briefly spoke about it too, but like, what was your most memorable thing that happened in Madagascar?
Man, the whole experience was just transformational and life-changing. I think if I could take away one thing, it's just the kindness from others that I saw.
Yeah.
How happy people could be with so little, and how willing they are to give to you, even though they don't have a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what really stuck with me, and what I really want to give back and teach to everybody back here in, a developed country. I mean, I have a lot of specific memories, like going on vacation, seeing the avenue of the baobabs, or playing with lemurs and swimming with whale sharks, traveling, some other medical problems, and removing my appendix in my second month over there. So I had some crazy experiences over there, and getting stuck in a cyclone and sleeping on the Bruce while it's raining. That's the bus, and then walking 8 hours to my friend's site just to get back home in the morning.
Bro.
So a lot of memorable things. Just depends what you want to know.
Damn. Okay, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, I gotta write I have a book about my time in Peace Corps called So Far. It's available on Amazon, or I got some copies on me.
Okay, me.
But I want to write a more in-depth book about my whole entire experience, because it's super crazy.
What made you want to start writing a book?
So I got back from Madagascar, and I did this thing called the Race to 50K to pay off my student loans.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was being out in the community, helping others with jobs. But because we shut down and I was stuck in Hilo, I was thinking of ways to make money, continue paying off my student loans.
Yeah.
And I had a blog when I was in Madagascar for 3 years. So I just took that blog and I started compiling everything and put it into a book. But I actually didn't finish that book until after I finished my Race to 50K, because I finished in 11 months. So the following year, I released it on my birthday.
Mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, what was your hardest job that you had to do on your race to 50K?
Hardest, I mean, in terms of physical labor, I think there's one I had to scrub ceilings, like go on a ladder, like a really tall ladder, and like look up. So on my neck was
Yeah.
super sore. That took me a couple hours. And then another one I had to install insulation in an attic,
Mm,
and that was tough because I had to get up super early, and you had to there's planks,
tight space.
so you have to kind of balance on them and like lean forward to get it, and you're super sweating, and you get itchy because
Yeah,
of
fibers
the
and stuff.
fiberglass, and I never done it before, so I was just with somebody that was kind of guiding me through, and that was super hard, I think. Yeah.
So, what was the funnest job or the coolest job you got to do?
I mean, I always say it's the dressing up as Buzz Lightyear for a kid's birthday party. Somebody who follows me, they had their nephew's third birthday, I think, and they loved Buzz Lightyear, so they asked if I would. They knew I was the guy doing odd jobs, so they thought it would be funny if I dressed up as Buzz Lightyear and go to the kid's birthday party. So I was playing with them in the bouncy house. I, had my To Infinity and Beyond speech all good, and that was really fun. I really enjoyed that one.
That's
Yeah, that kid's probably like 6 years old right now.
Oh,
That's 3 years ago.
wonder if they remember that.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I remember watching like the little segment they had about the race to 50K on the news and stuff. And then one of the main things was like you weren't charging anybody anything, like you were just doing it like based or like from people's
Donation based.
donation based. Did anybody like take advantage of that and like just not give you anything?
No, nobody gave me nothing. But there were times where people gave me something that probably wasn't worth what I did for them. Personally, I didn't mind too much, but because it was documented, and I would share it, and I would share exactly how much I would make, exactly what I was doing. So people would kind of get defensive over me. They were like, "Oh, they should have paid you more," or "No, you deserve way more than that." Like I would clear like a whole entire backyard with like a machete or something, just a lot of physical labor, yard work, and then I get paid maybe like $20-$50 maybe. Because some people could see it as like, wow, here's my opportunity to give back to this kid working so hard. But some people can just see it as cheap labor.
Yeah, definitely.
But it all balanced because I did things that I got a lot more than I should have gotten, because like my neighbor in Hilo, he called me over one day right in the beginning of the race to 50K. He said, "Kamaka, come over real quick," and he told me, "Oh, can you pick this weed right over here?" So I picked it, and I'm just standing there. I'm thinking, okay, what? And then he busts out a $100 bill and he just gives me the $100.
Oh, that's
So it all balanced out because people just wanted to help. They just needed a reason to be kind, a reason to help out, and that's what the whole premise of what I was doing is. I believe people are inherently kind. You just gotta give them a chance to show it.
Yeah, that must have been such a cool experience.
Oh, I loved it. It connected me with so many people, and I probably did over like 300 jobs. So it gave me a lot of experience in doing all kinds of things.
Damn. I definitely wouldn't be down for like the 50,000 debt, like, but I definitely would be down to like try a bunch of different jobs for people. That seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I did it like that was also to show people that you don't need a college degree. Even though I have a college degree, you don't need certain skills to be able to help out and get money. I recycled. I made I think about $5,000 just recycling.
Oh, that's a good chunk.
I don't remember the exact number, but so stuff like that, people are always looking for help. So instead of just asking for a handout, go and do the work, and people are willing to pay you.
Earn it.
Yeah, that's why I did it like that, and I didn't want to charge because, I don't like dealing with money. Even in business, with all the stuff I do, I just hand it off to other people.
It kind of reminds me of like Hawaii's version of the show Dirty Jobs. Girl.
I did some dirty jobs. I actually got an eye infection from one of them.
Oh, what was that from?
It was up in Manoa, I think. I had to help a lady clear out the outside of her house, and some things were super grody, like they had those big containers just filled with water from years, so like super gross and like stuff that were falling apart, and I had to move like drywall stuff and everything. So I think that's where I think I got the infection. So it was getting, I don't know if it was like some form of like herpes or something in the eye.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they just gave me some antibiotics and then it went away.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what was like backtracking a little bit to like your Peace Corps time? Like what even made you want to sign up for that?
So when I was studying abroad in Spain during my senior year of college, I overheard my resident director talking about this thing called the Peace Corps. He was in Micronesia, and it sounded super interesting. I wasn't in the conversation, I just overheard them. So I went home later that day and I looked it up. I watched the video and I was thinking, wow, this is so cool. You can help out, you can travel, you can learn a new language, learn about a new culture, and challenge yourself. And I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, after graduating.
Yeah.
So it just seemed like a perfect fit for me. So I came back to Manoa, studied abroad in Argentina again, and I was so set on applying and then going to South America so I could be fluent in Spanish.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to, go to South America, meet my Spanish wife, bring her back home, have Hawaiian babies, surf all day. That was what I was thinking in my head. But when I was applying, you can do 3 choices. So I did Peru and Costa Rica. And then I just wanted to finish my application, and I was on the M section. So I saw Madagascar, and I was thinking, oh, cool, like the movie. And that's the only reason I chose it. I knew nothing about it. But I ended up getting an interview for Madagascar to teach English. And the guy told me about the similarities between Madagascar and Hawaii. And then I went, and I loved it. It was a blessing in disguise. I extended for a year. I loved it so much.
Oh, me.
Yeah, so I was there for 3 years in total.
Shit. That's super cool, dude.
Yeah.
So like after the Peace Corps, you get back home, do the race to 50. Wait, race to 50K was after Peace Corps? Okay. And then what made you like want to start getting into podcasting?
So while I was doing the race to 50K, the guys who had the idea to start Hawaiiverse, which is our online platform that supports local businesses, we have a coupon directory with over 1,000 local businesses, and then a e-commerce store, kind of like the Etsy, Amazon, Hawaii. So we started that with only 40 businesses in Hilo during July, I think, June or July of 2020. So we were doing that, connecting with people. I used to host these spotlight videos where we'd go to businesses and highlight their product, tell their story. So we were doing that for a year in 2021. Then we started to phase that out, and my partners were telling me, oh, you should start a podcast.
Well,
because I guess maybe that's was kind of the future.
Yeah.
And it's a lot less work than doing this huge production, this video, and only getting a couple hundred views, maybe not even 100 views.
Yeah.
And these are like $1,000 videos. So they told me to do a podcast. They connected me with the people at Summit Media, which is the radio station in Chinatown. And then I didn't really know what I was doing. I actually didn't want to start a podcast, but they told me I should. So I said, if you set it all up for me, I'll think of the format, I'll get the guests. And then that's how we started. We had a little GoPro, and then just the mics at the radio station, and that's how we started.
Shit.
Yeah, and then look where we are now.
Yeah, chilling.
Yeah.
So, like, what was maybe the most memorable, or like one of your favorite interviews that you got to do with somebody?
I think the coolest one for me personally, because there's a lot of things that I like about each individual guest. The coolest one for me, I think, was getting Bretman Rock, because he's such a big superstar. He's probably one of the biggest names to come out of Hawaii. For me, that was kind of just like a validation of what I've been working on and the level we got to, because he actually reached out to us to be on. At first, I reached out to a bunch of guests, so I DM'd them or whatever. He never responded, but one day I just get a notification on my phone from Bretman saying, hey, I'm ready for my close-up. And I was like, oh, Bretman just messaged me. And I guess because he had his TV show at MTV following Bretman Rock, and he had to do media, but he didn't want to go to LA or wherever they had to go. So he saw our videos on the Explore page. So he's like, oh, let me just go on here. And then he saw I already messaged him. So.
Bad, he's smart. Like, why would he need to go travel when he can just do media?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Blow some local person up. That's super cool.
Yeah, so that's how it happened, and I love so many of my guests. I think
Yeah.
Everyone I have something I can take away, but that's probably one of the most memorable and definitely our most popular one. Lanai's episode was really cool too because that guy's such a good storyteller. I
Yeah.
can listen to him all day.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah.
like a super good like hometown hero kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Super sick, bro. Bratman. Hope I get to collab with you one day.
Yeah.
Now, actually, my girlfriend made me like stalk him through my sister's neighborhood one time because he used to live in Kapolei. My sister used to live in Kapolei too. So one time I was pulling up to her house and then we see him like walking his dog or something. And my girlfriend is just like, "Oh my God, stop the car! Stop the car! That's Bretman Rock!" And I'm just like, "Bruh, like no, like he's walking his dog. We're not gonna go like." We're gonna go park at my sister's house and then we'll walk around the neighborhood. If we see him, then whatever.
Yeah.
So then, boom, we're walking all around. My chick, she's all bummed. We don't see him anymore. So then we're walking back towards her house. And then he comes out of like their mail office thing.
Uh-huh.
And then I was just, my chick, she doesn't even want to say anything. She's just like, "Oh my God, like he's right there." I was just like, "Bro, can my girlfriend please take a picture with you, bro?" And he's like, "Oh, bro, yeah, of course."
He's super cool.
He's super
down to
cool,
earth,
bro.
yeah.
Super cool. So yeah, I got her to take a picture with him.
Nice.
She didn't want to like show how stoked she was to him, but like after he walked away, she was just like, "Oh my God," fucking all geeking out.
I didn't realize how many people.
Bruh, he's like
huge. Everybody knows him.
superstar. You said superstar,
Yeah.
like you were not even capping.
Yeah.
That's straight up facts.
Crazy.
And like, it's so killer that he just got there for like being himself.
I love that. I
Like-
love that he didn't have to do anything controversial.
No
He
fake.
didn't have to use Hawaii as a brand to get him famous. He didn't have to post about nice beaches and say how amazing it is. He just lives here. That's the thing. He
literally
just lives here and he makes great content and he's very authentic.
super authentic. So, like we've been like before we started recording, I know we've been like talking a little bit about like the political state and stuff. Like, what do you think the future of Hawaii looks like?
Well, I'm hoping that a lot of representation will happen in politics as Native Hawaiians, Polynesians, just because we have too many people who don't have the interest of Hawaii in there. A lot of people have their own political agendas. That we were talking about Brenton Awa, and he's one of the first people that we've seen in our generation to really step up and
Be a
try
pillar.
to make a change. Yeah, be an active player in politics, a Native Hawaiian. And I think that's super inspiring. I'm hoping a lot of people can do that. So I'm hoping a lot of Hawaiians can get into positions of power and make a change from the top down because what we've been doing for the last couple of years hasn't been working. And like I said, there's people in politics right now that do not care about the future generation. They care about making a quick buck.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put everybody under the umbrella because I know there are some people who are trying to do good. But I believe there's a lot of corruption going on. I believe the government doesn't always have our best interests. So that's why we just have to take things in our own hand. And that's what I want to do with my podcast is provide this platform for people to say whatever they want. Even if I agree or disagree with it. It's not censored.
Yeah.
We're independent. You can be yourself. We can have conversations about anything. If you want to talk about being vaccinated, being unvaccinated, being Republican, being Democrat, whatever you want. Like, I don't care. I feel like these conversations need to happen. And then people can, make their opinions and judgments after that. But I'm just here to facilitate it.
Yeah. Sick. Okay. Hey, yeah, we love Brenton Awa here on the Ikaikaloha side of things.
Come on, Brenton.
Brenton Awa is the truth.
Yeah.
I want him as a guest one day. Brenton, you're a man. Okay, wait. Before we continue on, I'm just gonna fix something real quick. Because I feel like this freaking white noise in the background is small kind
Okay.
distracting me.
Is it still live? Or?
Yeah, we're live, bro.
Okay, so people can see us.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just threw up a ERP screen.
Okay, cool. Is it okay if I go to the bathroom?
Oh, yeah, get ready. Perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Chocolate tea always gets to me.
He's back. Okay. So, what's one thing that you wish you could tell your younger self, and then one thing you wish you could tell your older self?
I, fe- I think somebody asked me that the question, what would I tell to my younger self, on a recent podcast I did,
Wait.
and I think I said I wouldn't say anything, because I'm a strong believer like everything happens for a reason, and like I'm worried if I would tell myself something, my whole life would be different.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be where I am today, because I love where I am today.
Yeah.
You know, maybe just, you know, be better, make a little bit more money. I don't know. But I do a lot of things, you know, without thinking of money. 'Cause, like I really don't care about money. But I see it's such a powerful tool to, you know, help you get places, and especially when you have to start paying rent, you're like, well, I need money.
Bro.
But before that, it's just like, yeah, money's whatever. Like, here, you use money on this. Here, you can have money. Just give away money, whatever. So I would probably just say, because I'm good at not spending money,
Yeah.
but because I don't really need much. I'm very cheap, but probably just not give out too much money. Yeah, that's probably what I would tell. And then my older self, I'll probably just tell them good job, because I know I know what we're gonna accomplish in the next couple of years is gonna be amazing. So I just wanna give them a fist bump and a high five, saying keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you went to Hawaiian immersion most of your schooling career. Can you like share some of your favorite olelo no ea or mo'olelo that you probably picked up going
Yeah.
through school?
I think it's funny because going through the whole Hawaiian immersion program, I didn't really like it, but so much of it stuck with me. All these olelo no eaos, and every time I hear a song or an oli, I'm just like, I just know the lyrics. Like kind of how you were telling me before we started the podcast, when we were walking around your lo'i, like you hated working in the lo'i, doing all this aina work, but then, you know, when you started getting into it, you're like, wow, I know all of this already. This is so easy.
Yeah.
You kind of have an advantage, a head start over other people. So, you know, certain ones that olelo no eaos that I love is like makahana kaike.
Yeah.
In doing, you learn. You know, you learn on the job, and that's basically been my life. Like I didn't know how to do podcasts, but I just
Yeah.
did it, and I learned as I went. I don't know how to do business, but I just did it, and then I started to learn as I would go. And my dad would tell us all kind olelo no eaos, our teachers all the time. Aohehana nui ke alu ia, no work is too big when done together. Ikaikaloha, you know, dare to dance. Waihoikahila hila makahale, leave the shyness at home. Some of those are my favorite olelo no eaos, just because they relate to a lot of things in life. You know, even with the a'aikahula waihoikahila hila makahale, it's talking about dancing, but it's really talking about being brave enough, daring to do anything that scares you,
Yeah.
and not thinking about being ashamed of anything, but just going for it and trying it, because you don't know if you like it, or you don't know how well you're gonna be at it unless you try.
Yeah.
So those are some of my favorite stuff, and I don't have specific mo'olelos like Hawaiian mythologies, but I love the mindset that people have, like or certain ways of thinking, like calling a baby ugly instead of cute. You know,
Yeah.
oh pupuka ko keiki, oh pupuka kau keiki, like your baby's so ugly. People are like, well, why are you calling that
Yeah.
baby ugly? But it's because they believe that if you call it cute, then the spirits are gonna come and
Want
take it
it,
away.
yeah.
You know, so stuff like that I really love, and just like even when people they're sitting down and they got their legs in front of you, not walking over
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
because then they believe when you do that, you're taking somebody's mana.
Yeah.
So you know you gotta go around. So just these small things that I've taken with me throughout my life, that it's just been instilled with me, inside of me, whether I like it or not.
No, it's kind of crazy. Like, I didn't go to like immersion school or anything. So like, when I kind of started like my, I guess, journey in like Malama Aina and stuff, like realizing that you're so disconnected from the Hawaiian word view is like so. It's like it kills your ego, but it's like I feel like everybody needs to go through it.
Yeah.
Cause it's like that's the only way you're gonna even recognize that we don't like think how we're supposed to, you know?
Yeah, and like you said, you gotta go through it to learn. You know, you gotta
Yeah.
go through it to grow through it, and that's the only way to do it, because you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
and I didn't. Yeah, I had to learn the hard way.
so what are like, or what are some of the most important lessons you've learned from maybe one of your guests, and like how has that changed your perspective on Hawaii and its place in the world?
So some things that come to mind is, I asked Lanai what his definition of success is, and he said waking up at whatever time you want. I really love that, because I don't have a 9 to 5 job. I control my own schedule, and sometimes I gotta get up early. Sometimes I gotta get up. I gotta stay up late to work. But
Yeah.
Majority of the time I can sleep into like 8, 9 maybe. Even if I wanted to, I could sleep in later. But I don't think I'm physically capable of doing that, because I always just get up.
Yeah.
But I really like that. Just the idea of success isn't money. It's just like having the freedom to wake up
Yeah.
whenever you want,
That's a
and
good one.
having no obligations. Let's see. I loved listening to Uncle Leon Su.
Mm.
He's the Minister of Foreign Affairs for the Hawaiian Kingdom.
Okay.
He told me a lot of things that I didn't know about the sovereignty movement, about the Hawaiian history. I thought that was super interesting. That's an episode people should check out.
Okay.
It's a lot of good lessons from that. Like even like Hawaii Kai isn't like Hawaii Ocean, Hawaii Sea,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Hawaii
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Like I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
even know that. So those stories like that, and then just talking to people about what it is to be Hawaiian, the struggles with our identity, all of those collective stories really made me learn that blood really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's really your values and how you carry yourself with Aloha, and all the other Hawaiian values that you have. That's what makes you Hawaiian. Blood is just a colonizer thing that they created.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like what would be like some advice you would give to any Kanaka that are maybe in like diaspora or like feel disconnected to our culture, like, and like they might be like too ashamed to learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal the line from Brother Elijah Kala McShane. He said, "Hawaiian, you're already Hawaiian enough." I love that, because we have all these insecurities, right? Like, I don't look Hawaiian, I don't talk Hawaiian, I don't do Hawaiian things. Like, I'm not in the lo'i all the time. I feel Hawaiian though. I think there's just different aspects of Hawaiian that we all relate to, and you don't have to fit every single mode, because when it comes down to education, we weren't educated in every aspect of the Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
We don't have that. People don't have the blessing of going to Hawaiian immersion school and speaking Hawaiian their whole lives, or growing up on a farm and planting kalo, harvesting kalo, pounding poi. Some people just don't grow up fishing or hunting. Like I've never been a fisherman or a hunter. Like I don't feel ashamed of it. I used to, like, oh man, like, the girls won't like me. I'm gonna lift Yoda and like 3-prong, but I am who I am, and I love what I'm doing. And like, I think of the whole ahupua'a system, right? It's like everybody had their roles.
Yeah.
Right? Not everybody was every single thing, right? And they all work together in this collective ecosystem to support each other. And I feel like that's the future of Hawaii. Is we have the people like us who are podcasting and streaming and on social media. We have our Kanaka farmers, our fishermen, our women, in politics as leaders, and any position that you can think of, there can be Hawaiians to fill that. And you don't have to be, super Kanak and, have dirty feet all the time because you're in the mala and the lo'i. We all have our roles, you know, and I think people just have to be easier on themselves and realize it's not our fault we don't do these things. It's not our fault we don't speak Hawaiian because it was taken away from us. It's not our fault we can't hula. You know? But, with that being said, it still is our kuleana to perpetuate the culture.
Yeah.
There are avenues where we can learn about these things. So it all comes down to education.
Exactly.
If you don't feel like you're Hawaiian enough, well, you can change that. You
Yeah.
can learn about the history. You can step in the lo'i.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it takes for you to fill that need for being Hawaiian enough, you know, do it.
Yeah.
You know, we have all the resources in the world now, so that's what it is, you know. And then
No
once you feel
excuse.
secure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel secure enough to, after having all these conversations, to be like, I don't need to look super dark to be Hawaiian now.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk like one moke just to feel like I'm local.
Yeah.
You know? I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's so true. Cause like, I totally feel that way. Like freaking, I'd be scared for wear one model because I'm not dark enough. You know, or just just dumb insecurities like
Yeah.
that. But like you said, you just gotta smash them.
Yeah, Ikaikaloha.
I like that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel comfortable wearing a model. That's because this is probably super white underneath.
Classic. Fucking. I don't know why my camera is acting up, but I'm gonna try to refocus it.
Try to focus up.
Come on, camera. You were doing so good earlier.
Was I moving around too much?
Nah. Can just use the GoPro footage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I still want it to get better.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix it.
Sorry, everyone. That's
how it goes.
that's the issue with live shows though.
Yeah.
When stuff happens live, you're just like, oh, hey, we're back. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
Look at those
Perfect.
handsome bottoms. Okay, so I really liked what you just said like that. I'm definitely gonna make some clips out of that one.
For sure. Yeah. Tag me.
So how do you even like choose your guests for podcasting and stuff?
At first it was just interesting people that I wanted to talk to. Like I think for me it was really cool to see all these people doing amazing things, but not knowing too much about them.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, what does Kimmy Warner think about this, or what does Brenton Awa think about this, you know? So I was thinking, well, it would be so cool just to show another side of these celebrities in Hawaii, or these influential figures that everyone follows, but you don't really see a long interview. You see these small clips on social media or the news. That's what you know about them, unless you know them in person, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be really cool just to sit down with these influential figures and talk stories with them. So I just would look up people who I had a connection to, or someone I was just interested in learning their story a little bit more.
Me.
And then I would just reach out to them. So, you know, I like to keep it pretty exclusive, where, you know, you have to have some sort of notoriety or accomplishment to come.
Yeah.
And like, even like, I've had some people who are still kind of up and coming, and I try to focus more on people who now that already did something, because I like to talk about what you've already done over what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, so like with young people that want to come on, and unless they're like super impressive and they've accomplished a lot, like I've had some younger people, I'm just like, I wish I waited a little bit longer. One, you know, if they could speak better, or, you know, they just accumulate a little bit more experience.
Yeah.
You know, I try to look for people who are well spoken.
Yeah.
Can have a really good story to tell, or have some sort of level of accomplishment that is very inspiring. So that's usually my criteria. So I have people all the time messaging me if they could be on.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to. It's just I got 50 spots a year.
Yeah.
I can just do one episode
That's
a week.
Yeah.
So if you look at it like that, I got 50 spots. I got a list of 100 people.
Bro, that's...
You know, so it's like I can't just fit in. I gotta be picky with the people that I want, because
super nuts.
yeah.
When you put it that way, that like makes so much more like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're super exclusive.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping everybody can be on. Like, if I said no, you can't be on now, that doesn't mean you can't be on later. Work, earn it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? Yeah, I would love to have you on.
Show me why you should be on my pod.
Yeah. Because I have people always messaging me, telling me their whole life story, why they should be on, why they have an interesting perspective, and I don't disagree. Like, yeah, I'm sure you do, but why would people listen to you? Is like what I'm saying. Like, make people hear you. Like, coming on the podcast and just like getting clout that's not the way to go.
Yeah, or even like
Yeah.
if they come on the podcast and they still don't really like, they haven't really done anything, then it's just like, okay, then they're waiting your chance. Like,
Yeah.
people are just gonna.
Yeah, I think a lot of people see the quality that we put out and
Yeah.
all we crush social media. We're firing out content every single day.
Yeah.
So I think people also like that as well. It's like they see it as an opportunity for them to just share their life story and get a bunch of free clips from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, what are some of the biggest challenges that you learned of, like, through that comes with podcasting?
I think that nothing's gonna be perfect in the beginning. I made so many mistakes, you know, in the beginning with not being prepared or not pressing record or deleting something or scheduling issues. You know, there's so much that I learned just from doing it, but it goes back to that olelo no eo makahana kaike, right?
Yeah.
Well, you learn in the job while doing the job. So I think it's always an ongoing lesson. I'm always trying to figure out how I can get better, learn from my mistakes. But yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is just it doesn't have to be perfect for you to start.
Yeah.
You just gotta do it.
Super sick. I like that. So like, what is like your main goal or like message that you want to like send with your pod?
I think the main goal is just to connect, is to share these stories of influential figures and have people relate to them.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I didn't know Ilima was a private school kid.
Yeah,
Too. Like,
yeah.
she seemed like such a banger. Like, I can be a fighter, but also have an education.
Yeah.
You know, I could be a farmer, but also have a PhD. You know, like I want to share these stories with people. Like, wow, Anuhea, she's one of the biggest musicians out of Hawaii. She has so many amazing songs, but she's also insecure about how she looks because she doesn't look Hawaiian enough. You know, so that's the message I'm trying to spotlight certain people so other people can relate, like kind of like celebrities. They're just like us.
Yeah.
Right? Because everybody, that's another lesson I learned as I talk with all these people with K next to their follower counts, right?
Yeah.
100,000s, you know. They all got the same problems as us. You know, they might have more money, more fame, more followers, but they all feel insecure.
Yeah.
They all have their insecurities. They all have their struggles. You know, they all don't feel Hawaiian enough at times. Just like me, just like you. Like that's what I'm trying to do. Let's create this platform.
Bro, I feel like you're like smashing it.
Thank
too.
you. I
Like,
appreciate
honestly.
it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I usually would listen to your podcast on my way to Manoa in the morning,
Yeah.
and yeah, just start my day with
Yeah.
a Hawaii verse pod.
I appreciate
And
it.
then usually
Keep it aloha now.
Yeah, usually finish it. Yeah, keep it aloha now. Usually finish it on the drive home. But
Yeah.
yeah, I always liked how you'd bring on like people like that's so like influential in Hawaii space, or like just a lot of people that people look up to.
Yeah.
And then hearing like them go through the same stuff as us really is like, oh wow, like wow, if they're going through this too and it's not so bad for them, then shit, it shouldn't be so bad for me.
They're just under the spotlight. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super.
Yeah. But I like to get a diverse group of guests. So my goal with the podcast is to have it where anybody that goes on to Apple or Spotify or YouTube and they want to listen to a podcast, they can find an episode with somebody that they want to listen to, or they can learn from somebody, whether you like sports or politics or hunting or
anything.
cooking. You can find an episode that you relate to. That's my goal.
Super excited. So like what made you guys wanna change the name?
That
the
was a long time coming. I mean, in the last couple months, I would say, just because. So we have our business Hawaiiverse, which is all about supporting local businesses.
Yeah.
And then we started a podcast with the name Hawaiiverse Podcast.
Okay.
So we started it, and we didn't expect it to be as big as it became.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of, the podcast just overtook our original business Hawaiiverse, and then everybody just started thinking we're a podcast.
Yeah.
So they'd be like, "Hey, Hawaiiverse, I love your podcast," and we're telling them, "Well, do you know we have an e-commerce store? We sell local products. You know, we have a coupon directory. We're doing all these other things to support the local businesses. We're not just a podcast." So that same kind of conversation kept coming up like 99% of the time. And I told my partners, we gotta change it. We gotta change the name. We gotta rebrand because it's, to me, I know it was hurting it because even though it's all working together to promote each other, I wanted people to know what Hawaiiverse is.
Yeah.
Hawaiiverse is a platform to support local businesses. Keep It Aloha Pod is a podcast where we talk with local people or influential people. They don't have to be local, but that's the reason why we had to rebrand and separate it. And so I took on the podcast as my own thing, and I have a lot of bigger plans that I want to do with the podcast, you know, and they both work to support each other, even though that they're separate entities now.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I could totally see just everybody just associating it with just only the podcast and not even like understanding the real reason it was even made in the first place.
The reason was to drive people to our
businesses
to support the local businesses. Yeah. But it just kind of got lost. So it's a good problem to have, and you know, figured just do it now since it's only been a year and a half.
Yeah.
You know, and 5-10 years from now, nobody's even gonna remember.
Yeah. It'll just be the.
Yeah, it's scary though to rebrand, and you know, whether people are still gonna like it or they're gonna be accepting of the name. I mean, everything's still the same. It's just the name
like people didn't like it because it's called the Hawaiiverse.
Exactly.
People liked it because your vibe, your guests, the quality of your guys' content, like the message behind everything you guys post. Like I can tell it's like pretty calculated. Like you guys aren't just throwing like random stuff together on the feed, you know.
I listened back to the whole episode. I timestamp it and give it to my editor, and I choose the best clips.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of work that goes into it.
So like can you kind of maybe let us know any other big plans you guys got for the podcast this year?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of exciting things going on. I'm working on some partnerships. I'm planning some live events. Our first live events. We're actually gonna have one soon on a yacht. With I can just spoil it because it's gonna happen a week or two. With How's This Guy, Xavier.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna do an episode with him on a yacht. And we're just gonna have some people there live, and then later in the year I'm planning a podcast party with all my past guests.
Oh,
so that's an exclusive event that's gonna happen. And then I have a couple live podcasts that I'm planning. One at a hotel in Kauai. And one at the Polynesian Cultural Center.
Oh, that's sick.
For their I don't know what year anniversary, something anniversary.
Oh, okay, that's cool, bro.
That's gonna be fun, and I'm really excited to be able to take what I'm doing and do it in front of a live audience.
Yeah.
That's the next evolution of podcast.
PCC, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's like when I was a kid going there, like it was kind of like super cool and stuff, but like as I got older, I kind of was like, kind of gives like human zoo vibes.
Right? I've heard of that term before. I've never been there, so I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay.
They were telling me they're doing a lot of things to make it very authentic, like even the luau. They're changing it, so now it's more telling the story of Queen Liliuokalani.
Oh, okay,
so I'm excited to see what they're doing and see the Polynesian representation, because I did go to a luau at one of my sponsors, Sea Life Park. Because again, one of those things where I'm just like, oh, is this like such a holiday thing? But I went to the luau just because I'm curious. I think it's always good to be curious, even though you have these preconceived notions of certain places. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was, as a simple educational piece, I think it's really good for tourists to see, because they learn about the history of the Polynesian Triangle and all of that. So I don't think it's that bad as long as it's done right.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So like, can you recommend any resources that, or like people could use that maybe would want to learn about like Hawaii things through Hawaiian perspectives?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of profiles on social media that you can follow now. I mean, Ka'alala is one of my favorites. Hawaiian, and Eho'opili Mai Kahanuola. He was they're both guests on my podcast, and they're doing really good Olelo Hawaii things, and there's so many others that I don't follow but I see. So just look that up. There's also Duolingo to learn Hawaiian. There's the mixed reviews on that. I mean, as a base, it's a resource.
Yeah.
There's vehevehe.org, ulukau.org. There's Hawaiian language dictionaries. There are people who always have Hawaiian language classes. You can take cultural classes as well. There's things popping up all the time, events happening. You just gotta look out for that. I think the hardest thing is just finding that community. But once you kind of find that community and connect everybody, then it just all the resources will present themselves to you. But it just depends what your goal is.
Yeah. So, tractor.
Yeah,
Throwing
yeah,
me
yeah.
off. We're live on a farm, people.
Yeah, I love the outdoor. I love the stream, the noise in the back.
Yeah, the freaking water. So, trying to think. I mean, I don't want. Yeah, I'm gonna save that question for that.
Well, somehow, whatever you like to ask. Nothing's off limits.
Nah. Spill the tea, Nana.
Shakati.
Freaking. I feel like yeah, some of them I asked like.
Yeah, that's how it goes. It's like you got those set of questions, and it kind of just comes out naturally in conversation.
And then you just expand on like
Mhm.
the topic or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do know I missed one thing I wanted to ask. Sorry guys, my reading level is
Looks like you got better handwriting than me, though. My handwriting's terrible.
Oh, now it's the tractor. That one is faster though. It's kind of funny. My cousin actually is using that tractor to take our black bins up the driveway.
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
bro, like, can walk it up. Like, you
It's
don't
not
need,
that far.
yeah, like you don't need to waste gas to like take the trash cans.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since we were kids. Like,
You gotta tell them, "Wai maka wika hana, maka wika moloa." Don't be afraid of work. Be afraid of being lazy.
yeah, Manoa, that's funny. Okay, so I know we've talked about Brenton a little bit, and I've been trying to get him as a guest. But like, is there any other like influential Hawaiians that you like, kinda, not really look up to, but like kind of inspire you and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, in that space as like leaders, I like Jamaica Osorio. I think what she's doing is cool. I don't know her that well. I just remember seeing clips from her. Seems like she's kind of low key now. Like I've been trying to get her on my podcast, but I love her passion that she has for the Lahui.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she's. I think she's just teaching right now, but I always liked her Mana'o. Let's see who else. As trying to think of past podcast guests. I don't know. There's so many people that do kind of their own thing in that space that I really look up to. But as like a politician like Brenton Owa, I can't really think of anyone. Maybe I just don't know enough.
Have you looked into the guy Diamond Garcia too?
Yeah, I think he follows me.
Oh, okay, sick.
I've heard of that name before, but I don't really know who he is. I've seen videos with him.
Yeah, he's like another like young Kamaka like politician.
Yeah, I know. That name came up because there's some recent controversy with him and somebody against. I think it was transgender things.
Yeah, so I guess the issue was like taxpayer money was being used to pay for like that transgender reading they had in the park or something. And the way Diamond explained it was he didn't think taxpayers money should be funding that stuff. But
when we have other issues.
Yeah, when we have other issues. It's not like he was against that the book reading or anything.
Okay, I see.
It was just the allocation of the funding, I guess.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah.
Which is yeah. I just feel like in today's climate, like people just take those like that stuff, not like how they feel way too far. They just like the not repercussion. What am I even trying to say?
Mhm.
I guess everybody's so scared to like really say stuff now because cancel culture.
People are afraid to say what they really think.
Yeah. On top of like thinking their feelings matter more than like.
Yeah. Well, also everybody thinks emotionally too. Nobody
Yeah,
thinks
bro.
Logically.
Like I was watching some movies I think made in the 90s. Not another teen movie. You
Yeah.
ever watch that?
Yeah.
Bro, that could not be made today.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of things that we can't do that we did back in the day. I mean, I would always say gay as like a like, hey, you're so gay, stop doing that, that's so
Yeah.
gay, like, you know. And I would say like the FAG all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I
But,
feel like
that was like, it wasn't I don't know, I don't want to say it was acceptable, but like that's how we grew up. That was like
Yeah.
our slang.
that's like what my older brother would
Yeah.
tell me when I was young.
Exactly. And I would hear that from girls and guys. Like that's just what people said.
Like
you know?
I never like said it to like put gay people down.
Exactly,
But when
yeah.
I got older, I definitely realized the wrong in me saying it.
Exactly,
So like now
yeah.
I don't even.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as a kid, it's so funny. You're so innocent, but then people like woke you, and you're just like, wait, that's not even what I meant though. Like what?
Yeah. So it's hard because everything is put under a microscope, and whatever you say can be taken as offensive.
Bro, literally.
But you know, it's just people get offended too easily. They gotta read the 4 agreements and, you know, not take anything personally.
Yeah.
I think this generation is so sensitive.
Bro, super. And I feel like
yeah.
like people that have disagreeing opinions, like discussion needs to happen between them.
That's why I want. That's
That's
what I try
like
to do on the podcast. Yeah.
that's how solutions are found,
Yeah.
or like common ground and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And this people just gotta. People are afraid to talk with people that think differently than them.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw this with the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
They had the whole anti-vax versus vax thing going on. Everybody fighting with each
Clashing,
other.
yeah.
Like nobody's thinking logically. No, everybody's just thinking emotionally, and like, okay, well, maybe we shouldn't be fighting with each other because the real problem is COVID. It's not
Yeah.
who's gonna take a shot or not. You know?
So true.
Yeah.
So to get like maybe stray away from this politically climated topic, but who are some podcasts that maybe inspired you to start, or like that you really enjoy to listen to?
Joe Rogan, JRE.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
bro.
was it? Train all day? Or train, what is it? Sleep all day? Train all
No, train all day.
Yes.
Joe Rogan by night.
Joe Rogan by night. Yeah.
All day.
All day.
I wonder
JRE.
if he like paid Nate Diaz for that ad lib.
I don't know, yeah.
That's a legendary one. It was actually taken from an interview he did. That
Oh,
stuff.
I didn't know that. Okay,
A
yeah.
post-fight interview.
He's one of my inspirations just because I loved how he would just get anybody on and just
Yeah.
talk about whatever, even if it wasn't popular,
Yeah.
even if it wasn't mainstream. And I love how he wasn't afraid just to like stick it to the man,
Yeah.
like share all these things that people weren't talking about, you know?
Yep. And I liked how he when they tried to like start persecuting him and like telling people he takes like horse deworm, he's like, "Bah, like, are you serious? You know how much money I got? You really think I'll be buying horse dewormer? Like, what? You
Yeah.
think I don't have doctors? Like, what?"
Yeah, no, it's just people would cut clips
Yeah.
and then, you know, take things out of context, and like that's one thing, you know, you gotta learn the full story before you make judgments like that. But I love Joe Rogan. Fantasy footballers, I'm a huge fantasy football
Oh, okay.
fan, so I listen to that podcast almost every single day. They're funny. And then Ologies, it's like this science podcast I used to listen to. I don't listen to it as much these days, but I just love the educational aspect of it, and even this one called Freakonomics. It's like the economics of like everything. It's like how things work, how we built this. That's another one.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of those podcasts is just like storytelling, really.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
just listening to how they structure their podcast or how they formulate their speech, and just listening to all of that.
I feel like a sign of maturity is when you go from listening to music in the car to listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. That thing you said, it's full. I don't know if that.
Oh,
It's
I can put in another SD card real fast. But we can.
Yeah.
We can honestly start wrapping it
Yeah,
up.
all
actually.
good. Yeah, so.
So
I
I'm
love
gonna
those.
take some questions from my chat real quick.
Yeah.
Belalala wants to know how you think of questions for your guests.
So I have a bunch of set questions. Like in the beginning, I ask everybody, where are you from? Where you grad? What was it like growing up? And from there, it's kind of organic questions. But I already have questions. Like I kind of envision how the podcast is gonna go, because I do all my research about the guests. Like they're gonna talk about how they went to school and then how they got into this, and then if there's some sort of relevant issue that comes up, we'll talk about it. So it's all personalized for every guest.
Okay.
And I try to think of like, what is something that they've never talked about before? What is another perspective on this that I could talk to them about?
Yeah.
Because like I'm not gonna ask every guest what does it mean to be Hawaiian if they're not Hawaiian.
Yeah.
So I just try to curate specific questions towards the guest, whether they're an athlete, a musician, a fighter, and then just try to look at it from a different perspective.
Okay, solid. I think another one was, any advice on how to run a successful podcast?
I mean, first you have to define what your definition of success is. Is success making money, getting paid? Is success having 100 people listen to you, 1,000, but the underlying things for that is just working hard, just putting content out. Because even if 2 people are listening to you, 20 people, 2,000, like if that's what you love to do and you're having a good time, like we're just talking stories, just do it. Just keep putting it out, and eventually it's gonna pay off. Because I think we're kind of an exception, because we blew up so quickly, because I think we came at a good time where nobody was doing what we're doing. So the way we blew up is unheard of, so we got lucky in the sense where the timing was right.
Like everything lined up perfectly for you.
Exactly. So I mean, right now I think just continue consistency. Getting an episode out every week or every 2 weeks, however you want to do it, that's the main thing. Because you got to create your community. You got to create a sense of need. It's like, or expectation or want. Because, you have a couple episodes every week, they're going to start expecting the next episode. And you got to fulfill that, It's like running a business, You got to be able to fulfill the needs of the clients. And the audience, that's the clients.
Definitely.
So just stay consistent and, focus more on the substance, the content, rather than the quality, Because, we started on a GoPro. But the substance was there. The conversations were solid. And then by the time we upgraded our footage, it just popped off. So we were ready. We were already had our practice surfing. So when that big wave came, we rode it.
I like that analogy. That was a good one. Okay, so my final question that I'm probably gonna wrap up with, I like to hear everybody's perspective on this, because like it's usually different from person to person. But what is your definition of aloha?
Mine I think is just kindness, is understanding, it's patience, it's everything wraps into it. It's like the purest form of everything. It's just aloha. Like when somebody does something wrong to you, you just aloha them. You show them love, you show them patience, you show them kindness. When you're getting frustrated and you wanna, lash out on somebody, just think about it through the lens of aloha. Be patient. What would I also think? What would our kupunas do? Would they fight and yell, or would they be respectful and humble and lead with aloha? So for me, it's really just like all the purest form of kindness, respect, love, all those things that make the Hawaiians Hawaiian. I think that's what aloha is for me.
Solid. Well, I really enjoyed this conversation.
Mahalo for having me.
It was super fun. I'm probably just gonna wrap all of this stuff up, and then we can.
Mahalo.
I
Appreciate it.
I definitely will want to talk story with you some other time in the future.
Definitely, stay connected.
When I'm probably gonna pop off sometime this year, so when I
go.
pop off, bro, I'll have you back on and I'll be like, yup, so you're back, what's different? Nah.
You got the connect already.
But right on, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go see my guest out, and I'll catch you guys some other time too.
Well, if you're listening.
Hui ho, everybody. Oh wait. Oh wait. Yeah, this is the one.
Those are cool graphics. Your friend made that for you?
I actually
Or it's like
someone
a
made
building?
them for me, but it
Yeah.
was like somebody from fucking